We've got an update on Jermaine Johnson as he comes back from a torn Achilles. Plus, the Jets picked up his fifth-year option earlier this offseason, and they received some praise this week. We'll talk about it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your bleeping podcast, people. Let's go. It's here on May 27th, a Tuesday. I hope you guys got to spend some time with your family during Memorial Day weekend. I went up on the grill last night with some chicken, very nice, very crispy. Oh, yeah, it was delicious. So hopefully you guys got some time with your families. Without further ado, let's dive right in. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. We're also streaming live on our Facebook page at BoyGreen25, on Twitter at BoyGreen25, and like I said, on YouTube, you guys can also prefer the audio-only version of the show. That show has been on longer than the video version for quite some time. 10-plus years that show's been on the air, so appreciate it for those that listen over there as well. Salute. Now let's get into it. We have a Jermaine Johnson update, and Jermaine Johnson blew out his Achilles in week 2 last year. It was a devastating injury. You feel for the guy. We all love Jermaine Johnson. He's a great person and all that, and you love that for him. And but he gets hurt last year. It destroys the team, especially because, remember, not that we want to bring up this name a lot, but we will hear it going into week 3 because Hassan Reddick's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, you know, with Will McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, they were killing it early. Like, hey, Hassan, we don't need you. So if you want to come up, show up. And then Jermaine gets the Achilles, and Hassan Reddick and his agent, I imagine, are smiling like, oh, now the Jets are desperate. And it caused a very contentious situation. Anywho, Jermaine Johnson blows out his Achilles, and he was out for the season, obviously. It was on the week 2 road trip against the Tennessee Titans. And long story short, he's been recovering from his Achilles for some time. And shout out to Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below on this topic matter that he saw Jermaine Johnson last week during OTAs working out on a side field with trainers. And he said that Jermaine Johnson is not expected to practice before training camp. In other words, the Jets are going to be holding out Jermaine Johnson for a couple months because obviously we still have some OTAs this week. OTAs are back underway tomorrow. We'll have all the latest on that. We have an OTA next week, and then the following week is mandatory minicamp. And then there's a big break from after that June 12th final mandatory minicamp to late July when training camp reconvenes. You're going to have that break in time. So it sounds like Jermaine Johnson is not going to practice until July, which, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, great. I'd rather the team be precautious, make sure he's right, because the pass rush department is looking a little thin. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, we have a poll up. I put it up before the program, and the question is this, and we'll reference this a few times. Did the Jets make the right choice picking up Jermaine Johnson's 5th-year option? It's $13.92 million, fully guaranteed. We'll get more into that in a second. You guys can vote. Overwhelmingly, at least at this point, fans are saying yes. So your choices are, by the way, for that poll, yes, no doubt, or nah, too risky with the injury, which again, we'll get into. 94% of the fans said it was clearly the right move. We'll get into that in a moment. Let's park that over. So Jermaine Johnson's going to be on ice until training camp. By the way, I just want to say real quick on that decision, totally cool. Make sure everyone's healthy. Ride it out. The pass rush group is kind of thin. I saw Alon made a comment. We'll get back to your comment, Alon, in a little bit about that. But, yeah, you need to keep him right. You don't want to rush him back for these OTAs. What are these OTAs? We're just slapping around out here. Nothing serious is happening yet. We want him ready for the season, okay? And hopefully he can come back full flower of what he was. And, of course, you have Will McDonald coming off this 10.5 sack year. He was awesome last year. And here's the complicated part of the picture. So in May, the Jets had to make a fifth-year option decision on 3 players: Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson. To me, I'm not making the decision, but to me, it was an easy decision on Garrett and Sauce. Obviously, Garrett's been awesome. Sauce has been awesome, except. Okay. So after in the new CBA world of recent yesteryear, if you select a player in the first round, they get a 4-year standard contract plus a 5th-year team option. And after 3 years of play, you must decide whether to accept that option or decline that option. And a recent change to the rule has made that 5th-year option fully guaranteed. Injury, everything. It doesn't matter. If you accept that, that's a fully guaranteed number on your books. That's a recent change to the CBA. And you have to make that decision after 3 years. Now, for Sauce, 2 of his 3 years were all-pro years. Okay, that's pretty easy. Check. Except Garrett Wilson has more receiving yards to his first 3 years than any Jets receiver ever. Okay, that's easy. Check. Jermaine Johnson was a more complicated story. I thought the Jets would easily accept Sauce and Garrett. Jermaine, I was a little concerned with. And here's why. Here are the 3 years of Jermaine Johnson. I'm going to make it a little black and white, but take it for what you will. Year number 1 of Jermaine Johnson. He was a rotational player that spent most of his time on the bench. Okay, here I got the numbers here, so we could specifically cite the numbers for snap percentage. His first year, he had 2.5 sacks. Now, this is not Jermaine Johnson's fault. I'm not blaming him for this. I'm just saying it is what it is. Okay, according to Pro Football Reference, Jermaine Johnson's snap count in year 1, he played 34% of the defensive snaps. So again, mostly a rotational backup player, but whatever. So long story short, incomplete. We don't know what year 1 was. Year 2 was awesome. Jermaine Johnson played a career high in snaps. He played 66% of the defensive snaps. He had a career year, statistically speaking. He was great. 7.5 sacks, 55 total tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 16 quarterback hits. He went to the Pro Bowl, for Pete's sake. 2023 was awesome for Jermaine. Last year, as we've already pointed out, blew out his Achilles in week 2, incomplete. So the Jets had to make a decision on Jermaine Johnson without all the facts. Year 1, rotational player. Okay. Year 2, awesome year. Yeah. Year 3, we don't know. It was marred by injury. And the Jets had to make a decision like, oh boy, is this guy going to come back full flour or not? And here is the risk of that decision and why I think it's a little bit more complicated than the poll is. I love that the poll is overwhelmingly pro Jermaine Johnson. It's 92% in favor of Jermaine Johnson. That's awesome. I love Jermaine. But the thing that made it complicated for me is if you decline the option, let's say they declined it in May, that means 2025 would be the contract year for Jermaine. And then he would be scheduled to be a free agent in 2026. Okay, so that's what could have happened. Now, the Jets would have only done that if they don't believe Jermaine Johnson will be the same player, obviously, coming off the injury. The risk with that decision, even there's a risk in saying no. You say no. Jermaine Johnson, let's say he freaking goes off and he's an alien and he has 10 sacks or something this year. Then all of a sudden, Jets are like, oh, shit. Do we franchise tag him? How do we prevent, or just got a lot more expensive to prevent him from reaching the open market? There is a world, I don't know how likely the world is, but there's a world where Jermaine Johnson, injury schminjury, he just goes off and goes crazy. And the Jets are like, oh, shit, well, we don't want to be in that position because think about it. If you look at the free agents the Jets have next year, they got some big boy decisions. John Simpson, their left guard, is going to be a free agent. Elijah Vera-Tucker, their right guard, is going to be a free agent. And then, obviously, if you decline the option on Jermaine Johnson, you only have one franchise tag to use. I don't think the Jets wanted to give themselves more potential problems next year of, geez, we could let one of these guys go. So they said, yeah, we'll accept the fifth-year option. It's $13.92 million, fully guaranteed. And they accept the option. Now Jermaine's under contract for the next 2 years, through 2025 and 2026. So they kicked the can down the road on that. And obviously, while he was eligible for a new deal this offseason, just like Sauce and Garrett, it seemed very unlikely that Jermaine was going to get anything because of his injury. And I think that's accepted by all parties. So he's going to have to prove himself coming off the injury. I'm glad they did it. If I was running the operation, I would have accepted it. But again, here's the thing. They didn't get to see him practice before making this decision. in May or April, excuse me, that April timeframe, it's a lot of meetings. You didn't even get to OTAs until May, which again, you would have already previously made that decision. Interesting on old Jermaine. Now, I will tell you, Connor Hughes praised the living bleep out of the Jets for picking up this option in his SNY mailbag. Quote, among the best decisions the Jets made this offseason was picking up Johnson's fifth-year option along with Sauce and Garrett. I wasn't sure they'd do it. Instead, waiting to see how he recovered from the injury. This guarantees Johnson plays an additional year in New York. So, yeah, Connor Hughes gave him a lot of praise. A lot of praise. Let's go to a couple of questions here, a lot of comments. So let's go to Alon. When will JJ become JJ? Mid-October? Team desperately needs to add a vet edge in the next month. GM Sum, by the way. Good morning, Sum. There you go. It's a fair question. When does Jermaine Johnson become Jermaine Johnson? If it's mid-October, by the way, not bad. We're like, 5-6 weeks into the season? Jermaine Johnson is in full flower. That'd be awesome. I mean, I hope it's that early. That'd be great. I mean, I hope it's day one if it can be. I don't know. But here's the thing. You got Jermaine Johnson, who I love. You got Will McDonald, I love. Okay, those guys are pretty good. But beyond that, yikes. That's why I've advocated for Jadeveon Clowney. Others have advocated for former Lions boy, Zadarius Smith. There's been a lot of love out in the streets for another pass rusher. And if you look at the room, sort of makes sense. Unless you think Tyler Barron, who they just drafted at the end of the fifth round, is he that guy? Is one of these undrafted cats, Eric Watts, Brady McGregor, one of those cats or one of those guys going to be the guy? I don't know. But when you look at the depth chart, you're like, you're looking at it like a little sideways. Yeah, I would like another veteran edge. My preferred choice would be Jadeveon Clowney because I think he's got a nice high run defense floor, which I prefer. And then when you evaluate him as a player, you're like, okay, so run defense is there. If you look at all the analytics, I wrote a piece on him like a month ago, and it has all the numbers in there. So as a run defender, he's pretty solid. As a pass rusher, he's pretty solid. He's not spectacular, Jadeveon Clowney, in the pass rush department. He doesn't have double-digit sack seasons, but he just has between 3 and 7.5 sacks basically every year. Solid, along with the run defense. So I like that. Now, Zadarius Smith has the higher sack ceiling. If you look at his analytics, he's been really nasty as a pure sack pass rusher. I guess it depends what the Jets would be looking for. But either way, could be very interesting. Let's go to J-Boy here, gifting 10 Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. Let's go. 5 memberships more gifted. We must celebrate, and the only way I know how is that Icky Shuffle.
Number 44.
44, that's me!
Get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts, get some cold cuts.
Woo! Give me some!
J-Boy with 225 memberships so far this month. That is 225 raffle tickets, by the way. Good Lord, have mercy on J-Boy, who's been absolutely killing it, who obviously with these numbers has the best shot of winning our prize at the end of the month. And let's throw it up there for those who have not seen it. All you need, though, is to have spent $2.99 somewhere in the month of May. And obviously, you guys have a few more days to do it, to have an opportunity to win these prizes on your screen. Throw it up there. We've got a commemorative game coin that comes with a certificate of authenticity from the National Football League. That is a real mint coin, baby. It's nice. It's real nice. Got the Jets logo on it. Very nice. It's a limited edition copy. Okay. And you got the full-size signature football from the New York Jets autographed by the whole team last year. Both these items will be gifted to one lucky individual on June 1st. So, again, throughout the rest of May, as long as you guys gift memberships, join the Boy Green Coffee Club yourself. You guys can do that in the YouTube description down below. It's also the pinned comment right now on YouTube, or send in your super chat questions or comments. All of those are eligible ways, baby, to get involved here on the program. All right, shout out to J-Boy here. Let's go. Let me read our 10 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. All right, J-Boy here. Jets mess. I don't think I've ever seen this in the history of ever. One of J-Boy's gifted memberships went to himself because I saw his membership expired, and when he just gifted 10 random ones, he gifted himself a membership. And folks, that is random. That is random by YouTube. So It's actually impressive, quite frankly. I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. Wow. Mahar Khalil, James Kennedy, Jet Life 321, Coochie, Jerry Moore, Christian Bainbridge, Rick, Don Reck. You guys are all now members of Boy Creek Catholic Club. And I'll say a cool thing here. I'm seeing Christian Bainbridge. I'm seeing James Kennedy, Mahar Khalil. A lot of the members that just received gifted memberships are actually ones that have expressed interest in the Jets Cowboys tailgate, because the names are popping out to me because I've been seeing them on the sign-up sheet. So salute to all of you guys that are coming to the tailgate. That's awesome. And J-Boy, way to gift yourself in that way. That's pretty unique. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Wow. Let's go, baby. Beautiful. So thank you, J-Boy, for that. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to a YouTube super chat. Every time we get one of those, we hear from my Data Zariah Luna, baby.
Wow.
Whoa, look at this. DNY for life. He's in on the game. Holy crap. I thought he wasn't going to be in. That's great news. Okay. Yeah. Now we're going to turn up, baby. We're going to turn the bleep up, DNY for life, a.k.a. Devin. Yeah, baby. Okay. Phenomenal. That's great. Well, first off, let me put this down for your raffle tickets this month. With your previous super chat, you just picked yourself up 2 more raffle tickets. Devin, you're up to 23 raffle tickets so far this month. Beautiful. Let me read the rest of this. BG, I'm in on the game. I never got that follow-up email. Can you give me your email again? Did the deadline pass to commit? JJ, no doubt extension. So let's go through each piece of this. You're in on the game. Sweet. I never got the follow-up email. Oh, that's too bad. Can you give me your email again? I can. I'll do that in just a second. Did the deadline pass to commit? It has not. So I'll use DNY for life real quick as an example to everybody out there. I am hosting a tailgate for the Jets Cowboys Week 5 Sunday, October 5th game. What does that mean? You guys will be able to party with us before the game. TBD, I'll tell you guys where in the tailgate we'll be partying, but we will be partying. I'll have more information on that to come. A massive salute to Chef Kevin Gilbert. He'll be catering the food. We'll have drink. It will not be open bar, so I don't want to confuse anybody and sell them a sweet song that does not exist. We'll have a cooler with beer and other alcohol in it, so you guys will have that available. That will be a part of your tailgate purchase, which I'll bring up that number in just a second. You will have food. All the food is from Chef Kevin Gilbert. Blessed be he. We will have water and select alcohol available as part of the tailgate, so enjoy that as you will. We will sit together during the game. If you guys buy our bundle deal where you get a tailgate ticket, you get a Jets Cowboys ticket, we'll all be sitting together. It's going to be in the mezzanine section that's in the 200s. We do not specifically know what section yet. I should be learning that in the next couple of weeks from the New York Jets, which will be great. And then finally, there's a commemorative t-shirt, a Jets Cowboys t-shirt you will get if you're part of our bundle for that. It is $300 per person, and you get all those things. Again, a Jets Cowboys ticket. You get a tailgate ticket, which is food and drink before the game, and then you get that t-shirt. That's all part of the package. If you guys need a parking pass, that's an additional $45. Gold parking from the New York Jets. And again, the only way you could get that is if you buy a ticket through me. Some people are only going to the tailgate portion. You can't buy a parking pass from me if you're only going to the tailgate. The Jets are giving me as many tailgate tickets as I have tickets. So those two things are linked together. But like I said, it is an optional extra fee. For those who are trying to email me, here's my email. It is Paul, Paul, the letter, ESDENJR @gmail.com. One more time. That is Paul, ESDENJR @gmail.com. You guys can email me to show interest. Also, we have the Google Doc sign-up sheet in the YouTube description down below. But you guys can also email me if somehow you have not heard back from me. So email may be the best way for you to do it, so to make sure you guys don't fall through the cracks. I'd love as many of you as possible to be there. That would be friggin' sweet. So, Devin, there you go, baby. It's great that you're going to be there. Okay, that caught me by surprise. Thought you weren't going to make it, so that's friggin' awesome. Thank you, Devin. So, yes, if anyone has not heard back from me yet, let me give a quick shout-out here, because I have 2 people on my list. I think it's 2. No, 3. So I have 3 people on my list that said, hey, Paul, I'm interested, and then I never heard back from. I'm giving you guys a couple more opportunities, or else, unfortunately, you guys will not hear from me. So these 3 people expressed interest and wrote their information in on the tailgate. I've yet to hear from you. Tirsom Rivera Cagias. Again, I could be totally butchering that, but that is Tirsom Rivera, Rivera. And then Cagias, it looks like Cajiigas. Okay, you expressed interest. I've not heard back from you, and I've sent 2 emails. Melissa Comcho, you as well. I have sent you an email, have not heard back. And finally, Quessy Caps. You 3 individuals I have not heard back from. So please get back to me ASAP. Again, follow DNY for life here, where you guys just email me. And then if you didn't get anything, because I want to make sure you don't miss it again, paulaestdenjr@gmail.com. Troy Sturgis, baby. Hey now. Appreciate you joining the Boy Green Coffee Club membership by joining himself. Troy, that's the best way to do it. Don't rely on somebody else to gift you a membership. Punch in your own ticket, baby. And you can do that, like I said, the pinned comment right now on YouTube. Also in the YouTube description down below. You get all the perks of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member. And Troy, you just got yourself a raffle ticket for our contest. It's a win-win, baby. You have a chance to win free shit, plus you get a bunch of perks, which I will explain in just a moment here on the program. Shout out to Troy Sturgis, baby. Yes, sir. Let's go. You're now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. And like I said, you have a raffle ticket to win those prizes. We'll be gifting those away on June 1st. All of your memberships, either buying yourself, gifting them out to the universe, or super chats, all count towards that membership. Again, the raffle tickets are $2.99 a pop. A Boy Green Coffee Club membership is conveniently $2.99. So, Troy, welcome to the family, brother. Welcome to the family. All right, let's go through all of this as well. Let me catch back up on your guys' comments. All right. Okay, let's go through all of this. I hope JJ will come back to his old self too. Absolutely hope so. JACK, Jack says, JJ is the type of guy you need on this team. I will tell you, and I hope, I hope for a million reasons that Aaron Glenn accepted this 5th-year option for JJ. He just has, and I don't say this about a lot of players, he has an elite mentality. He's just built the right way. I heard him talk at the Super Bowl about like what's important to him, and man, I wish we could have 53 Jermaine Johnsons on the team. He just seems the right type of guy, the right kinds of people in the locker room. Yeah, I love Jermaine, man. I love Jermaine. Jets Worldwide, Clowney is 32. No thanks. What is this, an Aaron Glenn burner account? He's over 30. You don't want him? Jets Worldwide? Wide? Is that what happened here? Yeah, I'm getting some Aaron Glenn burner account vibes there for sure. Good morning, K Brock here in the chat. Appreciate you. Good morning, sir. Shout out to Bubba Badshaw. Great to have man, that makes me smile. Awesome. It's cool that Devin now, aka DNY for Life, is going to be there. Let's go. Oh, players that have come back. Yeah, people have mentioned Chase Young and a couple others. I wish I had a better. I don't have it right now. I'll try to do some research for you, Badshaw, and see. Get you some pass rushers that come off an Achilles and have come back. I know them in other sports. I don't know them in specifically pass rusher. Yeah, I know a couple of different positions in the NFL. I got to look stronger on the list. Troy Sturgis finally became a member. Great content. Enjoy the show. Troy, thank you, man. That means the world. And like I said, I try to make for everyone out there the membership as cheap as possible, relatively speaking. $2.99. I try to make it as affordable as possible. I don't want to charge you guys up the wazoo. If you guys enjoy the show and you want to help support the show, that's a cool way to do it. And all the members of the Boy Green Coffee Club that choose to be able to spend $2.99 a month, it just helps me do more content, give you guys even more here. And I love freaking doing this show, Troy. So thank you for the kind words. And there's a lot more coming. I can't wait. And another shout out, I think I talked about this yesterday. At the end of every Boy Green Daily, Monday through Friday anyway, normally you hear me say, well, everybody got to head off to the radio show. And that is true. I'm not making that up. That's true. I do have to head to the radio show, and I will in like an hour or whatever it is on this show. But at the end of June, as a matter of fact, it's a month from today, my radio show that's been on the air for 24 years. Pour one out, baby. It's amazing. My radio show that's been on the air for 24 years. I've been a part of the show for the last 10 plus years. It's ending terrestrially the Man Show Boy Green, but it's going digitally. So basically, it's Boy Green Daily. It's going to be here in this form on StreamYard, and it's called the Man Show Boy Green Digital. You guys can look it all up right now. Feel free. MC Show Digital. It's on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It's got its own YouTube channel. You guys could just look it up if you're on YouTube. Man Show with Boy Green Digital. If you guys would like to see it, it's not going to affect this show or anything that I do here. It's just going to be more content. So you guys are going to get more stuff from me on that channel. We're talking Jets. There's a cool, you guys will see it once we're really unleashing content. We have 2 interviews on that channel right now, but more interviews to come. And it's going to be kind of a hodgepodge of you get everything you want. For this channel specifically, obviously a lot of New York Jet fans. We're going to have Buffalo Bills content. We're going to have New York Giants content. We're going to have NFL content. We're going to have fantasy football content. We're going to have Survivor content. And what the great thing about that channel is everything is labeled. So you'll be able to listen to what you want when you want. And also we'll have live shows over there as well, beyond Boy Green Deal, like 11 o'clock in the morning or something, a live show. So I'm really excited about that. So hopefully you guys can go support that channel, help it grow. It's a brand new channel. It's only got 30-something subscribers, but every little bit helps as we grow that over there. So, yeah, you guys are going to get more of me, baby, whether you like it or not. But shout out to you, Troy. Thanks for making the jump. Appreciate it. Ricky New York Live. Boy Green, it's been almost a month since Aaron Glenn said or spoke when he said Jermaine Johnson looks great. He's doing well. I've known him since he was in college. He's going to be fine. Yeah, we'll see. You know, I heard what AG said, and that part has me feeling really good. But again, we didn't know a month ago Jermaine had not practiced yet. And now, as it appears, he will not practice until training camp. So, again, I think Jermaine and Aaron Glenn are cut from the same cloth. They're going to vibe very well together. So that part I'm really excited about. But ultimately, the proof in the pudding will be on the field. Hep says over 40 people going. That is correct. It won't be the 70 number it was before. We had a few people drop out, and that's okay. But we are going to have, we'll see the final numbers here soon, 45-ish, something like that. A few more, maybe. And I can't wait. It's going to be awesome for that Jets-Cowboys game. Again, if you guys have interest, reach out ASAP because I'm collecting money from you guys within the next week, and then I'm handing that over to the Jets. And there may be a few opportunities after that to join in on the fun. But if you do join in after this date that's coming up, this deadline within like the next week, there's no guarantee that you'll get a chance to sit next to us. That's what I will no longer be able to guarantee. It'll be up to availability. So fingers crossed there. That's why if you guys have interest in this Jets-Cowboys game and you want to go, it's $300 per person. You get a Jets-Cowboys ticket, you get a tailgate ticket, and you get the T-shirt that comes with it. And if you commit here over the next week, we're all going to sit together. Something like that. I can't guarantee you guys are going to sit by us anymore. That'll be up to the Jets. So yeah, so we have 45-ish people going. It's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. And this is our first annual. I did do one last year, but this is going to be the real first annual version. I'll be there. James Woody will be there. My pop will be there. My whole family will be there. My fiance, you'll get to meet my 2 children. You'll get to meet Zariah Luna. You'll get to meet my little son. Who's going to his first Jets game. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. And like I said, hopefully this is a raving success. There's going to be a great party. We'll have cornhole, and Hep will be singing all over the place, and we'll have beer pong. I mean, we'll have whatever you guys want. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. And hopefully if it goes well, we'll be doing it every year moving forward. So, yeah, I'm really excited about that. Real excited about it, baby. Kyle Clifton says that's why you don't bet against Jermaine Johnson, BG. And I'm glad the Jets did not. It would have really upset me, Kyle Clifton, if the Jets declined the 5th-year option on Jermaine, and Jermaine had a hell of a year, and then we're in that tough spot of they're trying to pick who to franchise tag and stuff like that. That would have killed me. So I think they made the right choice, personally. And that's a choice I would have made if I was running the operation. J-Boy says, comeback player of the year for JJ? Sure, that'd be great. Let's go. Now, the Achilles will be different, right? Aaron Rodgers, because I know you guys love to talk about Aaron Rodgers, he blew out his Achilles on his non-plant leg. So you can, I don't want to say get away with that. It affects you. But like quarterback having the Achilles that isn't Lamar Jackson versus a pass rusher, people use the Achilles in different ways for different positions. The Achilles is super important for pass rusher, explosiveness, things of that nature. So we're going to have to see how he responds to that. Hep with the rare fucking Achilles, the rare swear there. We've been plagued with injuries. Maybe we paid our dues and no more injuries. I hope so. Because, like, how many bodies have we sacrificed to the football gods to try to appease them so they don't, destroy it up? So come on now. Yeah. I hope we've given enough. Mahar Khalil yells, "Go Knicks." There you go, guys, tonight. Hey, if anything, last night should be a motivational tool for the Knicks. You've got to finish the job. There's such a tremendous difference between a 2-2 tied series and 3-1. Because 3-1, Minnesota's got to face 3 straight elimination games to win. 2-2, okay, we're back at even Steven. So Knicks fans, make sure you're not Minnesota. That's for sure. That's the advice for this evening. Yeah, that's what I would say. More BG. Let's go. J-Boy's fired up about it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. There's going to be a lot of fun pre-recorded shows on the Man Show, Boy Green Digital. We're going to have big guests. I've been going over our guest list that we're going to hit, and ooh-wee, there's some biggies. There's some biggies on there, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited about doing some more live shows to interact with you guys. The first couple shows, I'll probably try to stream both here on my YouTube channel and also on that channel so we can grow it. But yes, yeah, I hope a lot of you guys come over for a lot of that content, and hopefully we have a good time. Yeah, I hope you. Yeah, Jay Boy says fuck the Bills. I know some of the content won't be there for everybody. Totally understand. Those interviews you can ignore, or Giants if you'd like, you can ignore that. But the Jet stuff will be cool. We've got some NFL stuff, a lot of cool stuff happening over there. Yeah, that part I'm pretty excited about. Yeah, Will McDonald's going to be a stud. He's added more weight. Bad shot. Good question. Just curious. I'm already signed up, but does the tailgate have a deadline as well? It does. It will. It will. Because Chef's got to get his ducks in a row. I have to give money, obviously, to Chef because he's going to get all the food and get all that together. That's why I said we had an initial sign up like, hey, this is what we're doing. Would you guys be interested? And we had like 70 people or something. And then I will let you guys know when we know exactly how much everything is, go back to the people. And some people are like, okay, never mind, I can't do it, or the date was tough, or whatever the case is. But yeah, I have to make sure Chef is well covered ahead of time to know. Because it'd be a big difference if 50 people are going or 70 people are going. So I don't plan on blasting this out on social media to try to get as many ones as possible. Whoever hears of it via Boy Green Daily and Boy Green Coffee Club, you guys are in. I'm not going to be blasting this out on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that. Whoever didn't hear about it. We're going to do it ourselves. So, yeah. But there will be a deadline. I don't have that date in my head for you, but the long story short, the sooner you sign up, the better you are in. If you sign up for the tailgate anywhere in the next week, obviously you're in. You're good to go. But eventually there will be a deadline, and I will try to let you guys know that when I know that date. So long story short, don't wait if you can affect it in some way. If you can control it, don't wait. I'd sign up as soon as possible. JACK says 10 sacks for Jermaine, 10 sacks for Will McDonald plus on both. Whoa. Wow. Sign me the hell up. I would have to look back to see the last time we had 2 double-digit sack pass rushers. That was a while. Rico the Pup. How long did it take ABT to come back from the Achilles? He started the first game the season after, right? He did. He did start the first season after. Yep. So he came back. So yeah, we have other examples of positions on there. DNY for Life. BG sent you an email. Okay, let me just make sure that we got it. And if I did, I will answer it later. Yes, okay. I see that the subject is in there, DNY for Life, so you got it. I want to make sure you didn't misspell it or anything, so good. DNY for Life. Devin, I will get back to you later on the Jets-Cowboys tailgate. So thank you. I will get back to you. So thank you. Your email was received, Devin. We'll take care of you. R&R just subbed to the Man-Child new channel. Thank you, R&R. Again, that is MC Show Digital. We're on Instagram, Facebook, the new YouTube channel, so please support the channel. Like I said, we'll be making content even though we won't fully move over there for another month. We will be doing content over the next month but it'll be full flower after that June 27 date. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, Jake Asman, member for 10 months. He's sending in a member shout out. We love it when we get some of those here on the channel. Sure.
Wow.
Jake Asman, Alon sits down when he pees. Ah, boy. Up, Alon getting some of it. Hey, man. Alon sits down on the bowl when he pees. Oh, Jake. Jake's good people. Oh, it was good to be back on the Jake Asman show over the weekend. Hopefully some of you guys got to see that. Oof. Alon calling out Jake. My friend sent me your tweets early in the third game of game 3, Ginger Snap. What a pathetic Knicks fan you are. Oh boy. Yikes. Alon throwing some shots around. Oh boy. Stephen Fox says training camp starts in around 45 days. Can't wait. That's the cool part. Like it's far, but it's not. Like it's 45 days. I mean, that's a lot of time, but we have OTAs this week. We have OTAs next week. We have mandatory minicamp after that. Like we have dates, we have things. That's activity, things happening. And then we're in the middle of June and like, okay, can we grind a month, spend more time with our families? I don't know what you're supposed to do at that time between football, but yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty fired up, Fox. Yeah. What game we're going to? Week 5, New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys. That's the game we're going to. Hennessy Heisman. It'll be Jets Cowboys week 5. We did a vote on YouTube, on Discord, and the Boy Green Meets Woody YouTube, and the most votes went to the Jets Cowboys game. Second most votes was the season opener. That would have been cool, but that one's going to be very busy. A lot of people are going to be doing their tailgate specials. For that. And here's the thing. This is way behind the weeds and things you guys didn't want to know probably. But when you're doing a group thing, like I'm doing this Boy Green thing where you guys are doing it through me as opposed to doing it yourselves. When you do it for the first year, you're like on the bottom of the Jets pile because a lot of people do groups. But the more years you do it, we do it again next year. And then next year, we rise up the rankings. So then we don't have to wonder what game we're going to have. We just have the game because like I've built up cachet, so to speak. Next year, I'm a little higher. The year after that, I'm a little higher. And then we won't have to wait. Like as soon as the schedule comes, I'm like, boom, Steelers or boom, whatever game I want. And they'll give it to you. So that's a cool perk that we'll be able to build up as we do it more. That part is pretty cool too. Indy Jet said probably it was Klecko Gasno. The last two had a double-digit sacks. Good Lord. If so, that's 40-something years ago. I know they did it, but I thought someone else was closer. Yeah, there you go. There it is. Muhammad Wilkerson, Calvin Pace. Yeah. Pace just got 10, and Wilkerson had he had a couple of sack. I think he had like a 10.5 and a 12.5. So there you go. I was about to say, I thought it was more recent, but there you go. BG, Jake show was off the chain yesterday. Check it out if you need a gut-busting laugh. I love laughing, and I always do that. I always do that on the Jake channel. There's no question. Yeah. Ooh, Jake has responded to Alon. This is good. Get your popcorn. The one thing I am, Alon, is a fan of my teams. Unlike you, you're a miserable prick that relies on YouTube comment sections to satisfy your craving for attention. Good night. Oh, my. Okay. We're trading blows here. Oh, baby. Oh, boy. I've never used a bidet, for those asking. Or beignet. No. Either way. All right, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. You never know what can happen when you do that. We have 300 people in the room. If you're watching on YouTube, like the video, hit subscribe, baby, here on the program. We're having a lot of fun here on the show. Again, you guys got a couple more days for your raffle tickets. Feel free to continue to send those in. You guys can either join the Boy Green Coffee Clubs yourself in the YouTube description down below. That's our YouTube membership group. You get a loyalty badge next to your name. It's $2.99. You get to support the channel. You get perks to early access videos, special shout-outs. You get access to our full emojis that are built by our boy Snowball, a.k.a. Jets Worldwide. And you get access to our Discord, where you get to check out some of my articles. We get to talk about fantasy football. We have some fantasy football links in the Discord and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun, so make sure you guys take full advantage of that in the Discord as well. So let's go. A few more days, for your raffle tickets. Let's play a quick half timeout and more coming up. You're on Boy Green Daily.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. talking Jets football, man. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
You heard Hep. Let's go, baby. The phone lines are now open. That is youtube.com/boygreen25. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, we appreciate it. But if you want to call into the show, the most optimal way to view it is on YouTube, of course, because you can gift and memberships and check out everybody else on here. So that's the best way to do. You guys can call into the show. Feel free to do so. Let's go. Hep does hit those high notes. I can't wait for the tailgate. Hep's going to be bringing the guitar. That should be a real good time. Good question here from Emmanuel Holcomb, baby, sending in another super chat.
Wow.
BG, how will we be able to locate the tailgate? It's an excellent question because that's obviously something I have not mentioned yet, which could be incredibly confusing for a lot of you out there. I'll just lay you straight. I'll explain. First off, you got yourself another raffle ticket, Emmanuel, based on your previous super chat combinations. That is 14 raffle tickets so far this month. So salute to you, good sir. And then to answer your question, it says, it's my first year doing it, so we have to pick our own tailgate spot. And I want to make sure I don't step on anyone's turf, like the boys over at L5. I know Jake has done a lot of great work with those boys. So I want to make sure wherever spot we pick, it's kind of our own spot, and hopefully that's the Boy Green tailgate spot moving forward. So details to come. I've been in communication with the Jets as we try to pick the right spot. So don't worry, that will be very clear. I'll be promoting the bleep out of it before the Cowboys game, so there will be no people wondering, geez, where's this tailgate I paid for? It will be very clear, I promise. Well ahead of time. So we still got 4.5 months until this game, which is sort of crazy to say out loud. But we'll make sure well ahead of time you guys know I'm currently in communications with the Jets about that. I promise, Emmanuel. So, yeah, the tailgate's going to be awesome. I can't wait. But thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yes, we'll have that all figured out in due time. All right, let's jump on over to the phone lines, baby. We got 300 people watching the program. Appreciate it. And it is a game day for Knicks Pacers. So Indy Jets is here on the program. What's up, Indy?
Good morning, BG. You know, I'm not used to coming on here before Scotty, but here I am anyway.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, you're kind of mixing me up here a little bit. You're normally Hep. Normally you have Hep on first, and then
That's
you know
true.
a couple people, Scotty, and then you throw me in with Scotty. But that's okay. I'll take the lead here.
Yeah,
You know, for you Knicks fans, this is your championship game right here tonight. You know, because you go down 3-1 and you go home, and you're going to lose at home. You know,
Ooh.
and so if they don't win tonight, it's over.
I
So
agree
this
with that.
tonight is the Knicks championship game. They better bring everything they have and a couple of extra surprises, because if they don't and they go back to New York, the only good thing about this with the Knicks is that if they lose at home, they don't have to travel very, very far, feeling sad.
That's true. That's a
Yeah.
good point. I like
But
that.
good luck to both teams. I hope that I'm sure it will be just like the rest of the games that they've played. The first three, it's going to be a phenomenal game. Either way, you're not going to. I don't think you're going to see that blowout like the Pacers or the Celtics.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to see that from either one of these teams. You may see a 20-point deficit either way at some point in time in the game. But at the end of the night, it's going to be a riveting game. And good luck to everybody. I hate seeing anybody getting injured.
Right.
When they rolled an ankle or anything like that. I want to see two
Keep
healthy.
it straight up. Right.
I want to see a healthy Knicks team and a healthy Pacers team just fight it out. I think it's one of the best series. It's probably going to be a better series game wise, entertainment wise, than watching Knicks OKC or Knicks Timberwolves or Pacers OKC. I think this is
I
by
agree.
far the best series in the NBA right now. This is the NBA championship as far as entertainment goes, and
Yeah.
quality of the game. But no, but back on the Jets thing, I agree 100% on giving JJ his 5th year. You know, he's shown nothing but what we want as a fan, as a Jet player. You
No
know,
doubt.
he kind of, he has that Jamal Adams mentality before Jamal Adams went off the chains. Everybody loved
Right.
Jamal Adams. I mean,
Of
Jamal
course they
Adams.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, and not just as a player, but even as a person. He said the right things, and I'm talking about before he went off on
Right.
the deep end and all that. And that's the kind of player that you want. You don't want, and hopefully, our coaching staff and all that stuff, by giving him this 5th year option that says, hey, we want you here. He wants to be here, these kind of things. That's just going to add motivation for him. And so I think that was the right decision, that this new GM and new coach have another right decision that they've made. So that's all I've got for you, BG.
I appreciate it. No Scotty, he's hiding in the weeds, so we'll see if he comes. Yeah.
He's busy looking. He's busy on looking for a Halliburton jersey. Yeah.
eBay. I think that's currently where he's at. So we'll see if he's able to find that before the end of the show. So salute out there. Yeah, people asking about Naismith. He's a game time decision tonight. We'll see what that means. I don't know. To Indy's point, no one wants to see injuries either way. But yes, it looks like that from that perspective. And the thing I would say real quick about the Jermaine thing, it's cool because here's the thing. Let's lay it all out, right? The regime that traded up for Jermaine Johnson was no longer here, right? The traded back into the first round and got him. They weren't here. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji were forced to make a decision on Jermaine Johnson, knowing him for 3 months. Now, to Ricky's point, Aaron Glenn knew Jermaine Johnson before that. So obviously he had some history there from that perspective. But I mean, really know him like on the Jets, how he knows him as a head coach player relationship. He didn't know him much. So I was a little nervous. I'm like, boy, they don't know this guy and they're going to be making this life decision on the guy. I hope everything's okay. And Jermaine's here. So let's see what they do with this opportunity for sure. Absolutely. Which should be pretty cool. Hey, look, it's our guy B-Mac. He's back. Good morning to all my friends on the BG chat. Welcome back, B-Mac, here on the channel. Appreciate it. Good to see you, B-Mac. Amen. Let's go. Rico the Pup has a different suggestion for this determining our tailgate. Screw that, BG, Rico the Pup says. Fight in the parking lot for supremacy, Anchorman style. There's only one rule, no touching of the hair or face. Of course. And then we'll just all start throwing tridents at one another, and we'll fight for the right to party in the tailgate. I'll take that under advisement, Rico. I'll take that under advisement. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got EZD here on the show.
Don't forget, no touching the hair on the face either.
Ah, that's true. Right.
No
That's
touching the hair,
particularly
no touching
important
the
for this
face
guy.
or the hair on the face.
That's a good point because someone could have found that loophole. I'm glad. That's a good point, EZD. Yes.
EZD, oh God, I'm Italian now.
There you go. I was just looking at the menu last night, so it's looking good. I can't wait.
Yeah,
Oh,
you reported it. It's like it's almost like going to Red Robin. He's got like 7 different types of burgers and of course hot dogs and
we got different burgers, different hot dogs. He's got beer pretzel sticks that have this dip
Is he
mustard.
bringing Italian sausages and brats? I mean, other type of meter type products.
Well,
I
I believe it's Hebrew National and Nathan's. I believe were the
and
two.
Nathan's, right? Well, we could bring something too, right? I mean, the more the
Sure,
merrier,
I guess
right?
it's BYO
brought,
insert whatever, I suppose.
Like if we brought a couple of things of Italian sausage to throw on the grill, I mean, it's a beautiful thing too.
Yeah, you'd have to ask Chef because I don't know what his grill space is, but
I think I'm just going to let him handle it. I'm going to let him handle it. He's already doing the ziti for me, and that's great.
Right.
I guarantee you that ziti's going to be gone. Everybody's going to be hitting that
I think
ziti.
he's bringing a couple of trays. He said so.
Especially if it's a like a slightly chili morning, like around,
Which is possible on October 5th.
45,
potentially.
50 degrees. It's about 45, 50 degrees that time of year, right?
Yeah, sure.
In Jersey, in an open parking lot with the wind blowing and shit.
Correct. I
This is
assume
cool.
so. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right. Giving JJ his 5th-year option was an absolute no-brainer for this regime. I'll tell you why. First
All right,
off,
sure.
the way he came up going through junior college, the commitment he put in to get to where he was, the joy he showed while getting drafted. I mean, everybody's happy when they get drafted,
Of
but
course,
he
right.
worked his ass off for it. He doesn't take a play off. He got hurt like digging for the quarterback. I mean, that injury, even though it was non-contact, that was him giving it his all on his feet to try to rush the passer. He's got a great attitude. He's a great guy, and when he's healthy, he's a great player. And he's got like he's just a great human being. That's exactly the type of player that any coach would ever want on his team. I mean, regardless of the injury, people come back from it. People will come back from this injury now. Look, an ACL is almost nothing now. An ACL is an 8-month injury now. It used to be career-ending. Then it was 1.5 to 2 years. Now it's 8 months. The same thing with the Achilles, even though it's a tougher injury, but people are making it back from it. By the way, what is the story on his progress? I mean, what was the? I tuned in a little late, so I didn't get to hear if you were going over his progress. What's the story with his progress?
So he looks. I didn't say this earlier, but I'm glad that you brought this back up. According to all his workout videos, and he's been doing a great job. You guys can check it out on Instagram. I have links in the article down below. He's looking awesome. Like he looks in great shape. He appears to be exploding well off of it. So all that part's
That was
good.
what I was going to ask. His explosion off the line. That was
it appeared to be
one of the questions.
Now he's not doing football activities. Obviously, he's doing workouts that are Achilles focused. Obviously. But what the Jets are doing, the update that I gave this morning, is the Jets are going to hold him out until training camp. So he will not actually practice on the field. He's on a side field doing workouts and things of that nature, but he's not actually working out with the team. It sounds like they're going to hold him out until training camp.
Right. That's smart. They want to give him as much possible healing time as. And he had the same doc as Aaron Rodgers, and he had that same surgery, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if he had the same bridge surgery. I know he met with the same Dr. Neil Elitrosh because his girlfriend and him were documenting their journey, and they flew out to L.A., and she took a picture, and they were in front of the Elitrosh surgery center. So it appears that he did that part. The other part I don't know is whether it was the bridge. That I don't know.
Well, the one difference between Aaron Rodgers and JJ was Aaron Rodgers, the injury was not on his plant, the plant leg where he forces off of. Plus, being a quarterback, he's got a lot less stress that he puts on that Achilles. Whereas
especially
with JJ,
he's not a mobile guy either. That could have been different. If he was Lamar Jackson or something, that'd be different.
I'm not going to say Aaron Rodgers was a running quarterback, but he was mobile. He was one of those guys that could slide in the pocket nice and easily and then take off if he had to. So I wouldn't say he was a running quarterback or a RPO quarterback or even a Tarkenton type, like a scrambler. But he was more of those kind of slide in the pocket and take off, kind of like Romo was. Yeah. Romo had that feel where he could slide in the pocket and run for about 5 to 10 yards if he had to make that first down.
No doubt.
But JJ, he needs both legs because he's got to be able to cut to the right when he's pass rushing. I think he's on the left side, right? Left. He's usually plays left end or right end. Well, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Whatever side. And then, but if the guy gets outside, then he's got to cut on the other leg to pursue. So he's got to have both those Achilles in primo shape. So I'm sure he's working out to try to get that leg in stronger shape than the other one. So yeah, it's a whole different ball game with him because he's running and contacting every play. So he's got a little bit longer road to hoe, I guess. But Garrett Wilson, you got to give him his contract. But here's the one thing that I'm different about a lot of the guys about these contracts. Now, he deserves a lot of money. I understand that, the 30 mil and all that stuff. But what I would try to do is I would try to get him as a lower base as I could. But then, even though he's going to be like 29, 30 mil, I would give him every opportunity to earn as much as he can with incentives. Like you get so many catches, you get another million. You get so many touchdowns, you get another million. I mean, this way he's getting a good it's kind of like salary plus commission.
Yeah, that's a good way. I never thought about it like that, but that makes sense.
Give him this is how it should be with all these players. You don't just give them a shit ton of money. You give them enough of a shit ton of money and enough of a guarantee, in case, to God forbid injury, so that at least their careers are set, their future is set, their families are set. But then you say, okay, maybe not exactly what you were thinking of as far as your just contract, but here's what we're going to do. If you do X, Y, and Z, you're going to get this, this, and this, and kind of incentive base that big base salary, so that even though you're paying this guy a shit ton of money, he still would leave a lot on the table. Not that he'd be sacrificing and taking a shit contract, but he would be leaving a lot on the table if he doesn't like really perform. So it's give him a shit ton of money, then put the carrot on the stick on top of that, so that he can make himself up to 35, maybe 36 mil. That's how I would work it.
Well, I would imagine that'd be a happy price the Jets would pay if he's meeting those thresholds. That's good for business.
That's exactly my point. This way, they're getting him at more of the like top 5 level instead of top, and then say, hey, you do this, this, and this, you will make top pay. Just combine that. I think they should do that with the star players. Give them that nice. What is it? What is the base salary that they give these guys when they lock them in for a year? What is it called? The
guaranteed money. What?
I'm talking about like when they extend the guy for a year and they have to give him that big base salary.
Signing bonus?
Not the signing bonus. It's like when the franchise.
Oh, franchise
a guy. Right. Give him like
it's a 1-year
franchise
tag.
Give him franchise tag money in based on his multi-year contract. Give him like franchise pay plus a little more, and then incentive lace it and let him earn what he wants. But he still has a really, really nice base. And you could do that with your pass rushers as far as, pressures and performance. You could do that with your linebackers for tackles. You could do that with your safeties and corners for defended passes and interceptions and stuff like that. But this way, they still get like 92% of what the top guys are, but then they could get up like to 107% if they perform well. I don't know. What do you think of that idea?
McCluskey says, no way Garrett does that. He will put on a Burger King microphone and take French fry orders before he takes a low contract with incentives.
I didn't mean a low contract. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying just like, instead of making him the top guy, like what is top pay right now?
$40.5 million per year.
Okay, so you give him like 32, 33 million, 34 million, and then
that would put him inside the top 5 if he got that much.
And then with incentives, he could be the top dog. He could make the most money if he hits his incentives. That's how I would do it. Say, look, this way we can keep. This way we're cutting a little here, but then if you do excel, we don't mind giving it to you. But we can't give it to you all up front because we got to pay JJ, we got to pay Breece Hall, we got to pay, this guy. And if Justin Fields works out, then we got to fucking pay him. So, we'll keep the whole band together if everyone sacrifices just a tiny bit, like maybe 4 or 5%, but then we give them like 10% in incentives. So
I think Garrett would want that deal that you just said. Garrett would want that deal because 32-33, again, will put him top 5 in the NFL in APY. Plus, he could get higher than that. So Garrett would love that. I don't know if the Jets would love to do that because they don't want to pay the Justin Jefferson price because Garrett hasn't proven to be Justin Jefferson yet.
But that's why you give him. That's why you give him in that top 5.
Then they don't have to give him the incentive. Just give him 32-33, and if that's the number 30, 31, 32, 33 that he wants, and then say, hey, if you want Justin, kill it on this contract, and we'll pay you again after.
But because it shows that they believe in him. It's
Well,
saying,
doesn't the
look, we
30,
believe
31,
in you.
32 show they believe in
But,
him?
but I'm saying, but we believe in you to be the best guy, and you can get the best pay based on the extras. So he's still like I said, he's still getting good money, but he has that opportunity to be top dog in the league. I'm telling you that is a goal that every competitor, if he truly is the competitor, then he'd want that contract, because then he could prove everybody and get the money at the same time instead of just getting a big contract and living up to it. You know, that's one thing. You can get the big contract and live up to it, or you can get the almost big contract and then prove everybody wrong by exceeding it and getting the extra money.
Indy?
Hey, easy.
Yes,
Easy.
sir.
So, how, the theory, in theory, that works great. But how the salary cap works is, so what Johnson would have to do if he did what you're suggesting,
He's
he
doing this
has
for
to
Garrett
put
Wilson, not
all
Jermaine
that.
Johnson.
Would he have
Or,
to?
yeah,
Are you saying he would have to account for that money beforehand in case he reaches
all,
it?
yes, it all has to go into escrow. Like, he met every one of it, and it counts against the salary cap if you pay it. So if we're at his base salary and we have used our salary, we can't use it on it. It doesn't really count it against it if you haven't paid it, but it has to be accounted for on the salary cap. So
Right.
when you say, okay, you're going to pay him $40 million a year with incentives, that you have to figure that into the salary cap in case he makes it. Okay.
Yeah, here's how it works.
Now,
Not if you backload the
Whoa.
contract.
It's not about backloading or front loading. If you include incentives, you do not have to account for them for the current year. How it works is you have to pay it the next year. So, like Tyron Smith, right? He had incentives in his deal.
Right.
If he reached the thresholds, it wouldn't have hit the cap in 2024 when he was on the team. It would have hit him the following year in 2025, because you can't account for what he maybe or maybe won't hit
every single
No.
year.
I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm just explaining that when you include incentives into contract, like Tyron Smith and playing time, you can't account for $20 million on the books, because if he makes it or doesn't make it, you don't get rollover money in the future. If he would have met thresholds, right? Let's say he played 50% of the stats, he got $1 million extra dollars. He gets his $1 million in his pocket, but on the cap, it counts for 2025 the $1 million or whatever other incentives he hit.
And I get that,
which is fine on a 1-year deal, but when you start doing a multi-year deal with incentives like that, you only get that 1-year break, and then the following year you're paying last year's incentives, and then that next year you're paying the previous years. So I mean, it works in theory if you've got a lot of cap room.
I mean, but would you agree that's a great problem to have? If he hit every incentive and got like 12 touchdowns and 1,500 yards, and the Jets had 10, 11 wins,
sure.
I mean, that's great.
If it gets us to the playoffs, I don't really care what the solution is. I don't care. If they pay him $1 and he gets $1 million for every catch, I don't really care. If it wins us a Super Bowl ring, I don't really care what the formula is. But I was just pointing that out that those incentives, and that also requires the owner to put that cash into an escrow account. So whether Woody Johnson wants to have
has to sell, I don't think Woody sells enough Band-Aids where I think he can afford it. The guy's a billionaire. Okay, it's just a matter of how he creatively works.
But these billionaires don't like to part ways with cash.
Well, I think at this point. And realistically, at this point, and Woody has even said this, he wants his championship. He's had this team a long time. He really has. And he's getting older. And as much as people think he's a bad owner, he's not really a bad owner. He's just a little bit loopy. Woody's just kind of slightly weird guy. Well, you know what I mean. But he is a good owner in the fact that he truly does want to win. He just doesn't know how to win. I think this regime, this group of guys is going to be pretty good. The biggest mistake the Jets made over the past 3 years was when the players were complaining about certain coaches. It was not addressed because Saleh was always wanted to be the good guy. Saleh didn't. I'm not saying this to demasculate him, but he didn't have the balls to fucking just fire guys that needed to be fired at the time they needed to be fired. I'm talking guys like Keith Carter, the offensive line coach. I'm talking about the offensive coordinator. I'm talking about certain coordinators and coaches that were not getting it done, and he just did not want to be mean and the bad guy. I mean, it could be because maybe he was the first Muslim coach or so. I don't know what his thinking was, but I think he was trying so hard not to fail that he basically coached scared, is what I'm trying to say. And would you agree he coached scared?
I think he lost his mojo. His first year, he came out with that fire, but then I think he was just overwhelmed, and he didn't have good people around him to help support him. So at the beginning, Saleh was a good coach. There's my boy Scotty.
Fellas,
And he's
let me
even wearing the Pacer colors today. Man, I am so proud of you, Scotty.
Let me explain something.
I am so proud of you.
Let me explain something to you, because you guys are just going on and on and on and on. Let me talk to you about a team that is beloved. Let me talk to you about a player that took $100 million less to help his team. F you, Alon. Your Hawks suck. My boy Jalen Brunson took $100 million less to keep the band together. You want to talk about a team? That's a player. Now, Garrett Wilson's got a lot of Jalen Brunson in him. So for all of you self-loathing Jet fans, like you, Molin Lob, and you, Incel Alon, and you're bashing my boy right now, Indy Jets, and I'm reading your comments, and you're saying he's going on and on. Let me tell you something. Indy Jets loves his team. I applaud him. But tonight, my New York Knicks, once again, are going to show all of you self-loathing Jet fans, not the ones who love the Jets, not the ones who are positive like BG. I have no issue with BG loving the Celtics. Never once did I bash the Celtics until his pop gave him indirect fire, which I've explained. But at the end of the day, all you're going to hear from me is love. Indy, I wish you the best. Start looking for shirts, my boy. Jalen Brunson, listen, you guys went on and on. Let me explain something. Jalen Brunson is the kind of player you want on your team. Name me any one of your moronic teams, your Buffalo Bills, your Atlanta Hawks, all you morons out there. Go show me any one of your players that took $100 million less to get the boys they want. The one mistake the Knicks made was not keeping Dante DiVincenzo. Dante DiVincenzo's on this team. We beat anybody, okay? That boy is a killer. But we're going to play our hearts out. I love my Knicks, not as much as I love my Jets. You know that, BG. I'm a freaking fanatic when it comes to the Jets. I see nothing but wild card or bust this year, or maybe better. But that's all I wanted to say. So all you moronic fans that want to bash my Knicks, for what reason? Why are you bashing them? They play their hearts out. They did one thing that none of your moronic teams ever did. They came back from 20 points down 3 times in the playoffs. Go look it up. Go see if anyone of your teams ever did it. First,
No one
BG,
has ever
thank
done
you.
it. Yeah.
And also, first time in history that BG is rooting for the Knicks, which I want to point out. Thank you.
That's true.
Thank you. I still have the shirt for you, by the way.
Scotty,
It's sitting in my.
Scotty, you did not hear me or see me where I bashed
did.
the Knicks.
I did.
What did I
hear
say?
you. I heard you say you were going to sweep me, and as soon as you did that, it triggered me. But other than that, I will say I've not once bashed your team.
That's not a bash.
All I've said, that's bashing. I never said we were going to sweep you. I said you're a mirror image. Your team is to be applauded. They play their asses off. If they get to the finals, I'm on your bandwagon. I'm not going to bash them. But when moronic fans.
By the way, it looks, Scotty, you're already on the bandwagon. You're wearing Pacers colors today. I appreciate that for game day.
Not Pacers colors at all. One day of college for my son. But listen, this is the thing. It's a team. It doesn't say Indiana Pacers, but it's a New York, New Jersey thing. Listen, last thing I want to say, because this show is better with me on it. Okay, I'll call out every one of the freaking haters that love to sit in the darkness. You talk about Aaron Rodgers going to darkness. You got Alon, little sissy boy who won't come on the show, won't show his face. You got Incel Alon. I don't even know what an incel is, but boy, that suits him. What a name. Then you got Molon Lob, and you got DJ Dakota, who I haven't even mentioned. These guys are such negative Nellies. I love it. Bring it on. But all you're going to hear from me day in and day out is, even if they lose, I love my team. Go find a player like Jalen Brunson who leads like he does with the money. Okay, that's not bullshit. That's real deal stuff. Sorry, BG. That's real deal stuff. Tell me another team that has a player like that. I'd love to see it. The Knicks are unique. Microphone.
Brunson is a great player. He is a great. Well, Brunson is a great offensive player. Let's just let's be clear about that. He is a great offensive player. He may be in the league. He's definitely a top 5 offensive player in the league.
Well, he's more than just a great offensive player. I'm not saying he's a great defensive player, but he's a great leader. It's one thing to say you're a leader. It's another thing to say, hey guys, I'm going to take $100 million less so you can go out and fill in the player. They did.
Nobody's saying that's Nobody's knocking on the guy for doing that.
Listen, I have guys saying, well, he may be good, but he's not elite. There's a lot more traits. He's short. How can he be a great defensive player? It's almost impossible. Nate Archibald, one of the greatest point guards in basketball, couldn't guard anybody. You had a guy, Ernie DiGregorio. You want to go back in history? Take a look at him. He was the rookie of the year. He scored like 27 points a game, and he was only in the league for like 5 or 6 years, couldn't guard anybody. Jalen Brunson gives every ounce of effort. I'm not saying he's a great defensive player. I said he was a great leader. That's what I said.
And he does well for his team, and I applaud him for that. I'm glad it's a Knicks Pacers game instead of a Pacers Celtics game.
Hawks, Knicks Hawks.
Yeah. Who were that team?
1958. Oh, by the
who's
way,
that team?
Alon. I just want to point out Alon because he doesn't like to come on the show, and I want to point out to all of his all of his followers. So Alon goes on about 4 or 5 days ago, and he's talking about trading the best player on the Hawks, how he wants to get rid of Trae Young. Then the very next day, he's talking about how much Giannis wants to play with Trae. There's a little contradiction in all of his takes. Like, it's very easy to say, oh, the Knicks are going to lose. Oh, it's right before you. I applaud you, Knicks fans. And then say how much he hates the Knicks and wants them to be annihilated. By the way, BG, when he talked about annihilation, do you know what happened the next day?
What's that?
There was an annihilation. Sorry to say. Boston Celtics got annihilated by 38 points. You can thank Alon for that. That's called a reverse bandwagon. You don't want Alon on your bandwagon.
Apparently not. No.
Not going to be good.
Yeah. I know that's the only negative thing that Alon has been rooting for the Pacers.
That's a negative. So okay, boys, come on, finish it off. What's prediction for tonight? Prediction for tonight.
3-1.
There you go.
Okay. So this is what I'm going to predict for you, BG, because you're going to love this, right?
Oh, great. Okay.
I said 6 games, but I'm really leaning towards what you said, 7. And here's the thing. It's going to be really tough for us to win the series if we lose tonight. But here's what happens.
I agree. Yes.
Here's what happens.
Okay.
They're not winning another game in the Garden. They're just not. So whether we win tonight or we win Game 6, tonight and Game 6 is the key games. The 2 games of the Garden are given. You're not beating us in the Garden.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
If it goes 7, we win.
You like your math?
That's my prediction. That's my
Appreciate it, Scotty. Thank you very much. And Indy, you said 3-1. So I guess we'll see what happens. That should be a doozy. You guys are crazy. All right, let's go back to the phone line. So Johnny Boy wants to continue. Bing bong. What's going on?
What up, BG? Hey, I'm just coming up here to understand what was the topic of the show today, because I'm insanely confused right now.
Sure. Aren't we all?
Like, we went from giving incentives to Garrett Wilson, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And then all hell broke loose.
It did.
So what was the topic today?
Jermaine, but then there was a Garrett. Knicks, Pacers, and then there was something about, Easy wanting to bring his own bratwursts and said, "Hey, is that possible?" I'm like, I'll have to talk to Chef. Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. Hey, so the Jermaine Johnson situation and all that,
Sure. Yeah.
is it more of a risk reward type of thing that they did that with him, right? And I think, didn't he have more time than Aaron did when he tore his Achilles? Or is it the same type of like time frame and everything?
It's basically because Aaron did his week 1, Jermaine did his week 2. I mean, I have to check dates because sometimes seasons start a little bit differently, so I haven't seen the specific day, but it's basically the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I love Jermaine, right? Like,
I do too. Yeah,
it's a premium position to have and all that.
Yeah,
I guess, right? Maybe they're just doing it to protect themselves because maybe he'll have a big year for us later on. I don't think in the beginning. I think they're gonna probably do like some type of like a count on him and whatnot when he's gonna to play.
Snap count, yeah, for sure.
Snap
Probably.
counts. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just was trying to bring it back in here to see.
I appreciate that.
Hey, be a good game tonight, man. The series has been good.
Yeah.
Let's go Knicks.
There you go. Bing bong. There you go. Johnny Boy joining us here on the show. Yeah, the fact that the Knicks were beating the shit out of the Pacers for that 20-plus point lead and let it fall. Pacers were beating the shit out of the Knicks, and then they let that collapse. I don't know. It's been pretty crazy. Let's go back to the phone lines. Badshaw here on the program. What's up, Badshaw?
Paul. Hey, I just have.
Hey, good to see you, pal.
What's up,
Sure.
man? I was just going to ask if you could give me a full breakdown on the Memphis Grizzlies roster for next year.
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked. And the Memphis Grizzlies are right there, and head coach, and this or that. Yeah, the NBA. People are gonna have to wait. We're gonna have NBA talk on this brand new YouTube channel. It's gonna be over there. So I guess that's where I'm gonna have to guide. I'm gonna have to get a laser pointer and kind of whoop whoop whoop, try to see if I could get the cats over there to that one for NBA talk. We'll work on that.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, I just want to call in and say hi. I'm looking forward to the tailgate.
Yeah.
I was asking about the tailgate tickets just because I may have a friend that ends up coming with us. I'm for sure coming. I didn't want you to think that I was asking because I got you.
Yeah, but, so let me just say this again, and I don't want everyone to think this in the back of their head and thus think something's going to happen. So, guys, this is more an emergency thing than anything else. But Chef is going to, let's say 50. I don't have the exact number because some people are still trickling in. But let's say the number is 50 people. He's going to prepare for more than 50 people, just in case, obviously, because there could be stragglers that come last second. So there will be opportunities. I don't want to say there's going to be a million opportunities because that wouldn't be true. But Badshaw, you have me on every other, you have Discord and everything else. So you or anyone else, if you guys have a straggler that wants to come in, if it's just tailgate or ticket or whatever it ends up being, let me know and I will do the best I can to accommodate. Yep. I think we lost Badshaw. Let me try. Whoop, whoop. Badshaw? Badshaw. We lost you, pal. You may have to call back in to finish up your thought if you have anything else left in that. But yes, Chef is going to prepare for the people. So we will have a couple of emergency slots. But again, the sooner you guys can let me know, the better. That's the long and short of it. Looks like Badshaw's still frozen. But yes, I hope I see as many of you guys as possible for this Jets Cowboys tailgate and game extravaganza. Again, if you guys, I just saw my Jets person actually texted me, so I have to get back to her after Boy Green Daily for any final notes and quotes that we're doing on this. But again, people, I hope you guys sign up. You're running out of time. I would probably avoid the sign-up sheet now and just reach out to me directly so you don't miss out on anything. Yeah, Badshaw said he lost the connection, but no worries. Badshaw, I know you're in, but anyone that has committed to the tailgate and you may have an extra person or two, just keep me in the loop. Let me know. Reach out as soon as you can for that. And shout out to Luca, baby. My flights and hotel accommodations are already booked. That's awesome to see. Friggin' amazing. I can't wait. A lot of you I'm going to get to meet for the first time, which is cool. Several of you I will get to meet for a second or third time, depending if you were at the tailgate last year. It's going to be an amazing experience. The game's going to be great. The party's going to be great. We have everything all lined up, and I'm very excited for it. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Again, one of my big goals is trying to chase 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and we're getting closer and closer every day. One more final plug. Again, I've been on this radio show I'm about to mention for the last 10 years. But this radio show has been on the air in different forms for the last 24 years. We celebrated 24 years last week, and it's amazing. But we will be transitioning from a terrestrial radio show to a digital radio show. And basically all that means is you can find us on YouTube, and that's where all our content will be. So make sure you guys look it up. The handle, the @ is MC Show Digital. Okay. Or simply search for Man Shout Show with Boy Green Digital. And make sure you're subscribed to that channel. Again, there's going to be Jets content over there. There's going to be NFL content, draft content, for NC content, everything, Survivor, fantasy football. It's just going to be a lot of stuff, but you can listen to what you watch and watch what you want on that channel. Everything will be labeled. So I hope you guys check it out. We're going full flower on that in a month, but there's content on the channel right now. There will be more content will be dropping in here over the coming weeks. So I hope you guys can jump over to that. Please hit that subscribe button on the brand new channel. That's where you'll catch a lot more of my content. It won't affect Boy Green Daily. You're just going to get more Boy Green, whether you wanted it or not, apparently. All right. That will sign us off for today's show. We do have Boy Green Meets Woody coming up at 3 o'clock, so I'll see you guys there. I will be at the radio station for that one, so that should be a doozy. Can't wait. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Take care, baby. Knicks Pacers. Oh, boy. We'll see what kind of show we have tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody.